How many games will the New York Jets win with Aaron Rodgers in 2023? It's a huge season, an exciting season for the Jets, but will it live up to the hype? In this video, I'm going game by game, picking every matchup on your 2023 schedule. If that sounds good, don't forget to spike the like button and subscribe for the rest of the NFL record predictions, including the rest of the very difficult AFC East. Let's go. The NFL is not taking it easy on Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets to begin this season. The start of this schedule is insanely difficult. So if you can make it out of the first month, which it's not easy because you're having to acclimate to a new team if you're Aaron Rodgers. Everyone is having to figure out what this offense is going to look like. Can their defense step up and carry them through the first month enough for them to survive the entirety of 2023 is the question. And it all begins with the Buffalo Bills. The Bills Mafia, Josh Allen, the top dog in the AFC East. I like the Jets in this game. I do like the Jets in this game. And the reason is I think that the Jets can stop Josh Allen. We saw that last year. The Jets defense played Josh Allen as well as any defense in the NFL last year. And then you add on, I'm not so hot on the Bills defense. I think Aaron Rodgers can have some success in his first game, especially at home. When you factor in the energy, you factor in the crowd, it's going to be going crazy on Monday Night Football. So I got the Jets. I think the energy is on the Jets side in week 1. Week 2, honestly, I would pick the Cowboys, but then I remembered that Aaron Rodgers owns the Cowboys. He's made their fans cry more than any quarterback in the history of the sport. So I have the Jets. I just feel like the Aaron Rodgers magic is going to come into play in this game. Probably some crazy completion at the end of the game to set up a game-winning field goal. I think Dallas is a very good team on both sides of the football. But I think the Jets, some way, somehow, Aaron Rodgers' magic versus the Cowboys wins that game. Week 3, you play the New England Patriots. You have really struggled to beat the Patriots and Bill Belichick. Really, no matter what over the years. Robert Saleh has had no clue on how to defeat Bill Belichick. And it's mostly been due to the fact that they cannot score any points. So can Aaron Rodgers put together something in this game? I'd like to say that as a Pats fan, we can sweep you once again this year. But I think given the talent on your football team, that's just not realistic. So I'm going to say the Jets win the game at home here and actually start the season 3-0. And finally, the Jets beat New England. Week number 4, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Super Bowl champs. This is your first loss. Why? Because Andy Reid. I think that they have a substantial coaching advantage. Andy Reid, Steve Spagnuolo, I think that comes into play. The Jets at home, big deal here in this matchup, but also, yeah, I like the defense and how they could potentially slow down Mahomes. I get all that, and I can see the matchup being close. I just feel like that will all be outdone by Andy Reid's ability to scheme and attack your defense and be able to win this game. So I think the Chiefs win the game in week 4. Then you play the Denver Broncos. Denver's a tough place to play. Very sneaky game. This could actually be like one that you slip up and lose. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Sean Payton's a great coach. Russell Wilson can be a roller coaster at times. They do have a pretty good roster overall. I wouldn't be shocked, but I think the Jets should win this game. I'm not sold on what the Broncos will be this year. I think the Jets are a more talented team on both sides, less deficiencies, and I do believe that Russell Wilson is one of those quarterbacks that kind of plays into the hand of what the Jets want to do defensively. Russ isn't really like a pick you apart, pass by pass, play by play guy. He's looking for big plays, explosive plays. That doesn't really work against the Jets. So I think the Jets win. Then week number 6, I've got the Eagles. The reason I have the Eagles here on the road is I think their offensive line can control your pass rush. I think that allows Jalen Hurts to have time to make plays. There's a lot in terms of their offensive dynamic to slow down the running game, the passing game. It's just a lot. Then on the other side, it's a very good pass rush. And I think that could give Aaron Rodgers some issues. So I'm going to take the Eagles. So, I mean, if you're 4-2 going into the bye with this schedule, I think I'd be happy. And then you play the New York Giants. This is a game that could go either way. Coming off the bye, I would think you would have the edge here. So I'm going to say you win. I also think the Jets, this is where their defensive line could dominate. I have questions about the Giants' offensive line, and in a battle of New York, I think it comes down to the trenches. I like the Jets' trenches slightly more than the Giants. I will say I like the Giants' coaching more, so that could be something, but I think the Jets have the better quarterback and the better offensive and defensive line, so I'm going to take the Jets. Week number 9, you play the Chargers at home. I'm going to take the Jets again. I think the Jets should beat the Chargers. I mean, when you look at the matchup, if you can run the ball in the Chargers, you can have success. Check. I think Breece Hall can do that. I also feel like on the other side of the football, if you can defend the pass, you can have success against Justin Herbert. Check. So I feel like this is a tough matchup for the Chargers. The Chargers also are just notorious for getting injured. And on a Monday night in front of your home crowd, you would think that you can come out on top. Then you play the Raiders. Josh McDaniels, he's had a lot of success versus Robert Saleh's defense in the past. That's a really talented offense led by Jimmy Garoppolo this year, but I'm not sold on the defense. I do think the Jets are the more talented team. Would I be shocked that the Raiders won? Not necessarily. I think the Raiders could win this game, but I'm going to take the Jets. Then we've got the Bills. I'm going to take the Bills. I think the Bills even up the season series in Buffalo. I think the colder weather could actually play into the Bills' favor being at home, but Aaron Rodgers is used to it, so it's not crazy to go into the AFC East and deal with that sort of thing. I just don't think you're going to beat the Bills twice. I just don't think they're too good of a team. After Buffalo, you take on the Miami Dolphins at home on a Black Friday game, which is new to the NFL, and the Jets will host the first ever Black Friday game. I think the Jets win at home. Again, I like the Jets in this year with Aaron Rodgers in primetime at home. I just feel like your fan base will come to play. I feel like this defense will thrive on the home crowd in these games, especially against good offenses. And I honestly, at this point in the season, I don't even know if Tua's going to be healthy. I'm not going to lie to you. And then on top of that, I think Miami's defense is a little bit more overrated than people would like to think. I think the Jets can win this game at home. Then you play Atlanta. This one might be a little bit tougher than people would think, given how good the run game of Atlanta is going to be. I think their defense might be one that's on the rise, but I think the Jets, just better quarterback, better team overall. I think they should win that game. The Texans are one of the worst teams in the league still. I like some of the young talent, but I'm going to go with the Jets. I think Miami should be able to even the season series, and so I'll take them there. It's hard to beat Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill 2 games just because they can take a slant 70 yards, and that can change the course of a game. So as long as Tua is healthy, I think they win. And then you've got the Washington Commanders. I think you beat Washington, but I think you lose the final 2 games. So first with Washington, I don't trust a quarterback that young and inexperienced in Sam Howell. Who knows, at this point it could be Jacoby Brissett. Against that good of a defense, I also feel like, again, at home, should be able to win with Aaron Rodgers. He's getting used to the offense, the weaponry. You're kind of full systems go. Week 17, I think the Browns are one of the rare teams that have an offensive line that can really slow down your pass rush. I think they can run the ball on the Jets, and I think Deshaun Watson will play better this year. I also think they have really good weapons. We saw them come back on the Jets last year, or the Jets came back on the Browns. Something crazy in that game. I don't quite recall. I think it was the Jets coming back on the Browns. I don't think that's going to happen again in Cleveland on a Thursday night in a primetime game. Cleveland got better on defense this offseason. I think they win. And then New England, I just don't think you're going to beat Belichick twice in 1 year, especially if they're fighting for a playoff spot. So I think the Patriots win in one of those classic, probably cold weather, December, January games in New England, where it's just really difficult for any team on planet Earth to go in there and win. New England has a really good defense, and it'll probably be a grinded out affair. So overall, I have the Jets sitting at 11-6 right now. I think that might be the ceiling, though, just going through their schedule. Like, I think they could easily be 10-7. I may have to change their record at the end of the day. but just going through it for the first time, I think the Jets have a very good opportunity to be a playoff team and to compete for the AFC East crown in 2023. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. It's Mitch. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to check out the rest of the playlist, the rest of my record predictions for the AFC East and the rest of the NFL. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Peace.